Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Crate Expectations. I'm here with my co-host's lifter unit, Sarah. How are you today, Sarah?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. Yeah, I missed my co-host, but not
Little man.
enough. Little man, he let me know. Let me know if he wakes up, but don't try to wake him up, please.
Yeah, he's been on a nap strike.
I feel like that's just the thing. Like he's like, oh hey, people are striking. I'll do that too in my own way.
It's not
Like
fun.
yeah, like people are striking. You know, like in Hollywood, people are nap striking. Some people are who have Leviathan are striking the wall.
With their
Yeah, yeah,
phones.
yeah, yeah. Their phones are striking walls. There's a lot of strikes going on right now.
Oh man. It is not good. Uh yeah. So Leviathan.
hmm
I guess we can talk about Leviathan.
Yeah, so I was gone for a week for a vacation, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
glad. I'm glad because I feel like everyone's settled down a little bit. Like the community's a little bit simmering still, and they should be, I think. But
Right. My thought on it was this is and this just doesn't help CG's case, but this is the same thing that happened with like Executor and like there's just a
right.
precedent for this kind of stuff.
Well, there is. And I guess I want to make sure people understand that, like, I don't think there's an excuse for CG here. That they can't hide
No.
behind, like, hey, you know me. Like, I always do this crazy stuff. Like, I'm the crazy one. Yeah, like, it's okay if I do it. Like, I think that's BS. I think that's,
Totally. I'm just not surprised.
yeah. And I just, I, I, I would, I would just admonish people to take things the CG says as a marketing ploy. Like, hey,
Right.
it's like when they say it's going to what profoundly execute things. Like
Hmm.
people are using that as evidence of like, and I'm like, I find it evidence of bad wordplay is what I find it as evidence of. But like that doesn't mean that it's going to be bug free, and it doesn't mean that it's going to necessarily be the most overpowered thing in the world. Because CG uses language like that on every release. So get excited if you want, and realize that maybe it's not going
Right.
to be the very best thing.
They haven't really said anything about it other than that they are aware of the bugs that were listed in the post from Meathead. Um,
Yeah, they linked their Trello
yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
which is where you can track that they're working on bugs. Which there should be a lot that are deploying soon.
Yeah, it looks like they have, I think most of them, if not all of them, ready to release.
Yeah,
So hopefully that should, I'm hoping that that's in today's update.
right. Yeah, absolutely. And I'll say this: I hope the bugs actually do something because even though the initial like community reaction, in my opinion, was a little bit extreme.
Hmm.
You know, I still I do agree that Leviathan is right now not like it's an issue. It's a problem. It
Oh
needs
yeah.
to it needs a boost, and I'm not totally convinced that the bugs are gonna fix everything. I'm not sure one way or another, but I think fixing the bugs is a good start.
Hmm.
But I hope CG has some kind of thing in place, like a plan in place to give it a little boost.
Yeah. Well, I'm more interested in, obviously, is once it's once these bugs are patched and fixed and whatever, will it be able to do anything in territory battles? Because as of right now, it's still not doing anything in the territory battle ship missions. So are those missions
Right.
just like forever ignore?
I mean, Well, it's silly because some of these ship missions, it's like, well, like there's a few that if you have enough relics, if you have all
Hmm.
of them, relic 9 and stuff, then you can sometimes beat them. And once you get to that point, if you're in a guild with other similar sized character or similar sized rosters, you stop needing the points from that
Right.
anyways. So it's like, why? Hey, everyone, let's all put a bunch of relics on ships that we don't need to put relics on,
Right.
so that we can complete a mission that we could just ignore and still get max stars. You know?
So, not a good game plan.
No, like I was so confident. What I really hope is I might have made an infographic
Hmm.
that just said probably Leviathan will fix this ship node, and I just don't want to. I don't have to fix that.
You could just put a big red X over top of it. Like, nope,
No, unnecessary. Yep.
ignore. Uh, um, but yeah, so hopefully it's sorted. I know I swapped um myself and I swapped Professor X back to Profundity in Fleet Arena because I was like, this is dumb.
Yeah. No, it is dumb. Like, uh, so I guess the thing is, what people are expecting is that it's going to be a transcendent. I just sit on first all day, and people who don't have Leviathan are just out of luck. And I think that that's been an unrealistic expectation, frankly. And that's not me trying. Like, I think that that's not what's going to happen because people who get pissed about it, they're like, fine, I'm gonna whale out and get Leviathan, and then they can't because there's no way to whale out to get Leviathan. There's not a path to actually get Leviathan if you want it, because you can't get Malgus and you can't get
Yeah.
Fury Interceptor. That they're not available for people
Hmm.
usually. Like I guess you could buy crystals to pay for them a little bit, but it's not.
It doesn't work.
It,
Which
it's a
is
it's a very challenging thing to get to whale out on those things. Yeah.
it's also just like an interesting tactic from CG. Like you're kind of shutting certain people out from buying it, like from being able
Mm-hmm.
to even want to whale out.
Mm-hmm.
Just an automatic like, no, you literally can't do it.
Yeah. So like people that they don't have that. Like a lot of the things that they've monetized before have been things like things that have requirements that you can whale out on. So
Right.
it's like, hey, my Treya is getting killed every time by a Jedi Revan. What can I do about that? Oh, hey, go get Jedi Revan. Here's the way you can spend money straight up for Revan, kind of.
Hmm.
You know, like here, go whale out on this. Go forth and whale. For this one, you can't, and so there's always gonna have there had to be some kind of a counter. However, I think that it's really dumb that Profundity can like consistently get a 77
Yeah.
on like on a max Leviathan. And can I tell you the thing that I think is the most irritating about all of it is Leviathan can't kill a damn Y-wing.
Oh.
Like, how can you not kill a Y-wing?
uh it is I will say like just going into like Fleet Arena and just doing like the climb and whatever. The AI is so bad at playing that fleet. Well, I mean, in general, it's pretty bad, but like it's really bad.
Yeah, it's this is not where it needs to be, and obviously the bug fixes, so hopefully it'll be better.
Hmm.
It's and I'm sure everyone has no shortage of sources on the internet to talk about how bad Leviathan is, and
Hmm.
we don't need to rehash it. Though I mean, I there'll be a number of people in the comments who are going to be like, I stopped listening after he said that the community is evil, and I'm really like, I didn't say that, but we'll have a number of those comments probably. And honestly, I think I'm on the community side here though, for more than not. I just want people to have the right expectations. I guess I don't want
Yeah.
people to get hurt by it, kind of. So I'm like, this is the most expensive fleet by far.
Mm-hmm.
and it's the most not lucrative, but the most exclusive fleet by far because a huge segment of the player base can't get it and can't get it soon.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't even make it your goal. You're like, oh hey, okay, hey everyone, stop farming Executor first, farm Profundity first. Like that used to be like a viable thing, and now it's like nope, just farm whichever of those two you want first because you're not getting Leviathan.
Right.
Um, and so it's exclusive and it's expensive and it's broke as hell and it's stupid that it's broke as hell and I'm not convinced that this is the worst release that they've ever had, but it's embarrassing and they should be embarrassed.
Yeah, I agree. Like I'm definitely on the community side. I get the outrage. I I do sit in the like knowing that they're gonna fix it. We have to wait. It sucks that we have to wait. Like I get that and I sympathize with that. Um
Hmm.
it's embarrassing though because like this isn't like somebody went in the community and theory crafted a wacky counter and was like, "Look how easily you can beat Leviathan or whatever." Like
Hmm.
this is really basic stuff that shows you did not test this. Like
Right.
you did not even do one battle with profundity against it.
Yeah. It's very discouraging. Or maybe they did do them. Honestly, like we can't say that they didn't. I'm sure they did a little bit of testing. I think the big thing is, and I hear this from people in other games. If it's like what they're playing on and testing on is not necessarily what we're playing on and testing on, and so
True.
they might be playing on a bug-free environment.
Yeah, that is true and I know like a lot of people have also told me that do coding and are more familiar with it than I am. That, like there are unknown reasons why like sometimes you will test your code in your environment and it all comes back great and you'll push it live and then there's bugs and you're like, why are there bugs? Um, so yeah, I could see that, but this is it's still really bad.
No, it's egregious. It's embarrassing. They should be feel embarrassed. Like I said, especially for a big release like this. Frankly, it's like when Jabba was released, I don't think he had many bugs, if any. Honestly, like it was. I
Right.
feel like he was pretty good, and I hope Leia's the same.
The Jabba release was funny though because like they didn't even announce that it was being released. It was just like, "Hey, I'm earning dark side tickets all of a sudden. Is this supposed to be happening?"
I feel like
Like,
that's just you not paying attention,
no,
but
that legitimately was a thing. And then they put in like some like, "Oh, Jabba and his scoundrels got into the game early," like some ridiculous nonsense.
hmm, I'm
It was a
skeptical.
I
I don't
Somebody
remember
back
that.
me up in the comments because this was a thing.
No, don't back her up in the comments because it's a lie.
It's not a lie.
No, I'll admit I'm wrong. I don't remember that it being how it was at all, but that is funny if it is. I almost kind of hope that that's how it happened. I hope
It
that
is.
your fantastical imagination here is
This 100% was a thing.
all right. All right, let's we'll find out. We'll find out. I'm willing to admit that you're wrong again. No, I'm willing to admit that I'm wrong. I really am.
Mhm.
So let's shift a little bit. So
Okay.
Leviathan, everyone's calling Leviathan dumb, all of that nonsense. Let's just pivot a little bit, not like Ross, please.
Okay.
But
Stupid Ross. He's the worst, by the way. Go on.
he is the worst. He's especially because he's awesome the first couple seasons, and then after that, not so
Just
much.
nosedives.
Craters, yeah, it's embarrassing. He should feel bad. Like maybe he works for CG. uh,
Uh,
anyways, the all right, so we got data. I know you don't love Datacrons, but I wanted to talk a
right.
little bit about this. So Datacrons announced.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to talk about specifics, and I actually haven't even read all the stuff. So
It's
I
light
think
side
the
only, which makes me
light
happy.
side only. Okay.
Which just makes me happy. Go on.
Yeah, yeah. It's weird, but um, yeah. So I think the interesting thing though here, like the newsworthy discussion, is that they're all the Datacrons are being released with lower thresholds to be able to
Hmm.
be used, and so instead of 3, 5, and 7 being the thresholds, it's now 1, 3, and 5. So
Hmm.
people with Relic 1, is that right? Is Relic 1 can access?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just double
Gosh.
check the post, but yeah. Yeah, 135.
It just seems so crazy to me. And we were talking about this on Gambit yesterday
Hmm.
actually, and like someone in theory had been saying like, hey, when are they going to start requiring Relic 8 instead of Relic 7? And I was just like, well, I think it's like way more likely that if we're going to be hitting, like they'll go lower first, and then of course CG listened to me. They're like, hey, that's a good idea, Zareth had. No, but they did go like they're Zareth shills is what they are.
Putting all your
um,
ideas in game.
yeah, they're like we need to placate him, but no, I'm totally joking. The thing that's interesting to me though is like more people can play with Datacrons now because
Hmm.
what you play in Kyber 3 and 2, like you go in and out of those two, right?
Yeah,
Um,
I think I'm in Kyber 2 right now.
how many people play with Datacrons?
Oh, I
Like,
regularly face defenses that don't have any datacrons on them.
so yeah, like my guess would be about half it, like very roughly about half of Kyber 2
Yeah.
does, and then mostly like below that, Kyber 3, I don't have any experience, but like, I mean, back in like Chromium, where my smaller account is, there is no Datacron. Like people use Datacrons. I'm like, oh, wow, that's crazy. Like that's guy's. I can't believe he's doing Datacrons. Like I
Hmm.
do because I'm who I am. Um, but it's like Datacrons are a game that Kyber 1 and half of Kyber 2 plays. Would that be a generally true statement?
Yeah, I'm like, there's gonna be outliers, obviously. Like
Sure. Oh
you're
yeah.
you're aware you're an outlier in that sense, right? Like there's gonna be
Sure.
outliers. But yeah, I think that's my experience, at least with them.
Yeah, from my observation, like that's how it is, and
Hmm.
I, I mean, a lot of that I think has to do with a lot of people can't like. Well, why should I use this anyways? Like, I don't even have a full squad of Relic Fives. Like, a lot
Right.
of people will do like they'll be like, yeah, two of my characters are Relic 5, sure, but I don't need to have like the Relic 2 is enough. Why would I put more on?
Right. And I mean, not that Relic 3 is crazy steep, but Relic 1 is a good entry level because you don't even need signal data.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, absolutely. And Relic 5, it's like if you really want to get a character to Relic 5,
Hmm.
like most accounts, at least at the mid game level and higher, can do it. It's not going to break the bank, but once you get to 6 or 7, it's like, man, I have this character who's like Relic 1. Do I really want to go 6 full relic levels to get them to 7? Just and then I have to give a couple more relic levels to characters just so I can have a full relic 5 full relic
Hmm.
5 group with one relic 7. Like this makes it, to me it seems way more approachable.
Oh
But I
yeah.
mean, from that's from my perspective. I'm curious what yours is because you don't like GAC that much.
I am way more likely to take a character now to Relic 1 to be able to use at least the level 3 Datacron on a team and then go from there. Um, yeah, because there's so many squads that I use still that I'll have like one character at gear 12 on it. I'm like, well, oh well, that's fine. No Datacron.
Right.
So yeah, I think that's the smart play. I'm assuming, I think everyone is assuming that this is CG like gathering information to see how the engagement changes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and they did say like this only for this set is so
Yeah.
I mean, remember when it was. Well, now I don't remember. It used to be for a long time. Hard nodes were 3, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. And then they were 8 for a long time.
Yeah, and then people got
Oh.
so mad when they went down to 5 again. And but like that was CG messing around.
Hmm.
That's pretty ancient history actually, but it was a thing.
Yeah, 100%. And it used to, like you said, it was 3.
Hmm.
So we were given an extra 2 essentially, even though they sort of.
How how dare we not be grateful? No,
Well, actually, it's the
I
same
think
sort
5
of
is fun.
idea. Um, at the start of June, the free packs in the web store disappeared. I think it was the start of June.
The free packs.
Yeah, like you log in every day and you get your free daily pack.
You don't get them anymore?
Well, at the start of June, they were gone for a little bit, and everyone was like, "Where were they? This was just a thing to get us hooked in the web store so
Oh,
that."
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And they came back and they were gone because they would have given away what all the Leviathan requirement characters were going to be. Um, but it was like
Okay,
the
I hadn't
same
heard that.
sort of idea. Everyone was mad that they were gone. And I was like, this is a free thing that we never had before.
Yeah, and I still don't use it very much. I'm pretty
You
bad.
don't.
I got the calendars on time though.
You did. You
I
did. I
always I
did
always
notice
leave it.
that.
I always leave those in the inbox thing just so you notice. No, you actually I what's that?
Every time I log in and I see it, I'm like, ah, you did the web store.
Hey,
Dismiss.
he did what he had to do. Yeah, I know. I should stop doing that. See, I'll be like, no, I always get it.
I wouldn't believe you though. Just like you don't believe me about Java.
Like making up stories is to be frowned upon, Sarah. Not about true things.
Uh,
Oh, geez. So, yeah, I think it's what's interesting to me. Like, I keep hearing people saying like it's still like people still really hate Datacrons in the community.
mhm.
And I'm not gonna browbeat people who hate them. As some people I
I'm relieved.
respect. Yeah, that's fine. If people don't, I mean, I think it's also a mechanism of like, well, it's for 2 game modes, and if you're
Mhm.
really into PvP, then you're gonna like Datacrons more. It usually that might be false. I don't know, but to me, that it seems like a lot of the people who were really into GAC have kind of turned and embraced them a little bit more, and
Mhm.
the people who aren't are like, oh my gosh, like another thing, and we have to engage in this if we want to like do okay in a game mode I don't like.
Yeah. Yep, exactly.
Is that okay?
And
Um,
I think it's also the like constantly relearning, like constantly being like, what are we doing now? This one, did this one expire? What does this one do? Like that's the at least for me.
no, and I think that's fair. Like I like that relearning process. You know, um, personally, that's
Yeah.
just that's what I enjoy. It keeps everything fresh, but I'm always doing stupid counters anyways, so you know, it like gives me the wiggle room to try weird stuff. And no, but I'm very interested to see how this test goes. I guess.
Yeah. I am curious if it will be permanent.
All right, let's go do the trigger photo, shall we?
Ooh, okay.
Okay, yeah, 1 sec. Okay, so we got to do trigger photos, and actually, I have one that's the more traditional trigger photo, and then I have a good one. I need well,
Okay.
not that this isn't a good one, but this is all right. This is like I don't know if it's the same account, but we've posted one
Hmm.
before where someone had 3 galactic legends at level 1, and now someone has upped the ante. Maybe the same person. I don't know, and I don't care either.
I care.
4 galactic legends at
Gear one.
and this one is especially baffling because Well, I don't know what their past ones were, but it just seems to me that why would you do Supreme Leader Kylo?
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah, that means you have to farm the whole First Order faction, and the only good thing about having to do that is that you get a Galactic Legend at the end.
Right. It's, I think I just have to commend the commitment. You just,
Yeah, I
I
bet
couldn't
his
do it.
guild. I bet his guild is like, man, you're such a hero. You help us. You help us so much.
Kudos to you. Oh man.
All right, so
Mhm.
this one, I really like this one.
Mhm.
It's you guys know that I really like off meta counters. This is my off meta counter.
You're off Meta.
Yeah, so we have meat 5 here
It's not Maroon
or
5.
something. It might be. But yeah, so I mentioned this on my on Gambit last
Mhm.
night. I was like, we should do this. Someone like a bunch of people made these. This is one of them. Pretty awesome, man. I love the googly eyes.
I know.
It's fun.
Googly eyes are the best.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Okay, so guys, we're out of time on this side. Go to Sarah's channel if you have to. No, do if, we'll have good discussion. Yeah, I'm just trying to match your level of disdain when you're like, gosh, go if you have to go to Sarah's channel, go to Sarah's channel, but it's not really worth it.
I deserve
You,
that. But
it's
go to my
earned.
channel.
Go to Sarah's channel and like and subscribe if you must. You can click the link down below or it's in the video description. Goodbye for now.